Okay, hello guys. Last time we talked about the car and how I add updates like a secondary battery and stuff and good tires. Next previous video I also promised the video of the Caravan and I also recorded in Portugal, but I lost the footage. I had a hard disk crash. The Caravan. What updates did I do? It's an old Caravan. It's a hobby. It's a 460, so it's a 4 meters 60 centimeters Caravan. I don't know if the front is with that or not. I think it is. It's a hobby prestige one or something. Yeah, hobby prestige. Weg, come on. Allez. Nee. It weighs 1090 kilograms and I can carry 100 kilograms of load. Is it a 90? Is it from 90 or 96? I don't know what age the Caravan is. I could look it up. I probably put it on the screen somewhere in text here. First of all, I have a anti-slinger clutch. There are two brakes in there, brake pads. Here's a brake pad, here's a brake pad. Your ball has brake pads here. So when it slingers, it starts to brake harder and harder. So it stops slingering. And I kinda had a feeling of that when it was working. So what you do is you connect your car, it's up, you lock it, and then you lock it with this one. Now it has a anti-theft lock in it. Then this is pressed on your ball and then it can do its job. Handbrake, lights, whoa, that was better before. I can see when I'm level. It's all for the fridge, my electric connection, which is used here. I have some tools, some cleaning tools. Ah yeah, an adapter. You need an adapter from 220 to that thingamathing, because this has that already on it. That was the blue one that you could see on the Caravan. This is my water. It's empty now. It has the pump to have streaming water inside. The window for me is broken. I need a new tape to have it waterproof again. The sun eats that light. And then this is the fridge. This is the hot. Wait, eh? No, this is the hot part of the fridge. And this is the inlet. So it kind of sucks it in and the hot air comes out here. This is the exhaust from if you use it on gas. So this gets kind of hot so you can feel if it's working or not. Oh yeah, normally there is a gas bottle here in the back, but it's already home. I have a aluminium one just for the weight. In summer, when it's really hot, then this needs to be removed, and I removed it a lot, so it's not watertight anymore, but it doesn't really matter. Also the screws are a little bit broken, but it can't cool itself down and then the fridge is not working. I have lights. I all changed it with LEDs. This is the movement light. I kinda placed that there for when I'm in bed. Yeah, there is a lot of garbage now on the bed, but when I lay there in bed, I hoped that I could see through that window or through this window, that I could see a light flash when there was movement in front of the Caravan, just to have a safer feeling. It doesn't do anything, but then I know a little bit more outside. The lights, the reflectors, normally the number plate, but I kinda gonna sell the Caravan. I once hit a tree in Hungary and I kinda tried to repair it like this. These were all pieces and I glued it back together, but I lost one piece. That's why the tape for water tightness. And I don't think I'm gonna get through the MOT. Like I said, this was the inlet for the electricity to charge the battery and have electricity inside, 220. The outlet of my water from every sink. This one is for the hot water. I placed that myself. That's original for the stove, for the heater. This one is my Wi-Fi extender. It's really awesome. I have a link probably in the description where I bought it. I think it's only 40 or 50 euros and it kind of works really well. This is completely broken. I had to buy new antennas because they were broken, because I drove under a tree and the branches broke the antennas and everything. The plastic here is broken. See, normally it's the same as this, and this is broken. The toilet. This is that's the inlet from the toilet. Here I can fill out the water. I use that pink stuff for the water. Wait, there's a dog barking. I don't know why. This I use to empty it. I only go to campings to empty this and fill out the water in the front and here and in the car, that you can see in the previous video. And that's about it. That's working great. It don't really smell, only when it's almost full and old. So that's about it. Let's go inside. See, that dog is barking for, I don't know. I only have one battery anymore for the camera, so I need to go fast. This is my bed, but I all ordered stuff for the car. Fuel filter, oil filter, brake pads for the handbrake, for the normal brake. New shock absorbers, interior filter, air filter, brake discs, new bearings. These are awesome. From Bilstein, new bearings. Big stuff with a new nut. Big stuff. All for the back side of that car. This is a moment key. I don't know how you say that in English. Now I have a new Lotoflex. This is a really nice one. I bought it for 5 euros. But it's a lot heavier. This one weighs 16 kilograms and the previous one was only 9 kilograms. It doesn't extend all the way to the wall, but it doesn't really matter. I never had problems with it. This one is a little bit narrower than the previous one. Normally you have storage down there, but I don't use it. I'm way too heavy already up front with the water and stuff. A little light here and 220 outlet. I have a lot of storage. This is for gas, a gas alarm when I have LPG or just a gas leak. Yeah, a little bit of working stuff. Butyl for when I have a leak. Cleaning stuff for the butyl. And then grease for when I need grease. For my lighter that I use for the stove here. Gas to fill it. A little bit of screws, tape, of course. Oh yeah, and then the different connections for all the different gas stations in Europe. This is Belgium. Yeah, this is Belgium and Netherlands, I think. Where are the different ones? This one was it Spain and France? Yeah, was this the best one? I think. Wait. Yeah, and the other one is on the gas tank itself. This is a filter for the gas, LPG gas filter. Now we have lights here, a little bit of stuff. This is the light outside. It's a little bit crazy that it shines in the cabinet then. Oh, here are my broken antennas that I told you about. I tried to fix them. They're broken under the tape. It didn't work. I tried. It's better to try and fail than never to try at all. My roof vent, it's for the mosquitoes and to have it at night. A little bit of salt, pepper, stuff, kitchen paper to make coffee. My little faucet, which is broken. Something inside. I fixed it 3 times and then it was burned through. It worked for 2 years after the first fix, and then the last 2 fixes was really close up together. Then I have my cooking pit, gas on 2.3. This is for the fridge on 220, on 12 volt. On 12 volt I can't use it. It's probably never gonna work because the wires are too small to have the amps going through. the wires. So it works, but it doesn't get really cold, and for sure not in the summer. This is the side for gas to start it, and then inside we have a fridge. And I used to have a light. Wait, I had these lights, and I hang that here because otherwise you couldn't see the freezer, and that works actually really great. You can actually have ice cream in here. If it's not above 27, 28 degrees outside, then this works really great. It can actually be used for ice cubes. It can really freeze water, meat, whatever. It can freeze it. It goes really low. I don't like the refrigerator because it's only working really well on gas. I use this for dripping out my plates because that's from IKEA. Otherwise you only have this, and this is way too small because I only do dishes when I start driving, or every 2 days, because then everything is full, because I cook here actually. I have my knives, forks, spoons, a little bit of extras, yeah, big knives. Here we have a little bit of food and pots and pans. Normally it's a little bit empty now. I have sugar for this for the barbecue, sugar for the coffee, dishwasher soap, yeah, and then tea when I'm sick. And then let's go to the toilet. So I have the toilet, a couple of cabinets, storage stuff, a big mirror, a lot of lights. This is 220, this is 12 volts, this is together, not needed. And then we have this faucet. This works, but I have no water at the moment. I have a little bit of a plug of 220 for your shaving stuff or toothbrush charging. More space, that's for my toiletry. Here's a lot more toiletry. My shower head, and it's really awesome because it's not cold shower. We have also a roof opening here. I installed this heater. It has a double-sided exhaust because it goes in the inside there. The heat, because this gets really hot, but this gets cool if you don't shower longer than 50 minutes. A little bit longer and then it kind of gets hot also, and then I need to stop because then the plastic it's probably not melting, but it gets hot. It's an automatic one. Starts with those batteries to click and get the fire on, because it doesn't have a stay on flame. The exhaust for the shower head. No, this is for the shower head. This is for the inlet, and this is the gas, because it works on LPG or gas. This is the pump for the shower, because you need a good pump. And yeah, this is the inlet, and this is the inlet with the filter. And yeah, I connected that with the button here, because first I didn't have the button here. I always had to go here, and then everything was wet. I had to go here for connecting these wires, because from the moment the pump starts flowing, this gets water, this feels that it gets water, and it starts up. So it's really good situation here. That's really working great. So I have outside my Wi-Fi antenna, and this is the PoE. So it's power over Ethernet. So I have this plug that goes to my sockets here, and then this outside Wi-Fi extender gets power through this Ethernet cable. So I only need to have one cable outside, and it goes through the roof. The heater for the Caravan, it really works well. You get it really a sauna here in winter even. The fuses for the 220, I have USB and a cigarette lighter outlet. That's that. And then that plug is for the light here. Whip. And I have of course a secondary and a spare walking band for the dog for when the original is broken. I bought a spiderweb brush because that's actually really good in a Caravan. You can get into nooks and cranks because it's really not big. You don't really need a big brush, but this one can get everywhere. And it's also the cheapest way of buying a brush. I have my air quality detectors. It's from the Corona era. But I kind of like it. It goes only up to 400 and then all the way up to 9,000. But sometimes it beeps when I'm cooking and stuff. Then I know I need to open a door or whatever. Or sometimes I'm just in a dirty air environment and then I move because I don't want air. This is a very important cabinet. This is my Porto cabinet. I have this one here. That's for a projector. Like I have an LED projector like this, and then I can hang it here. I bought it on Amazon. It was, I think, 30 euros. Yeah, I have a big screen here. And then I have the biggest TV ever. I can watch television from the bed. Really well. It's not huge. TVs are bigger nowadays. Bloop, and then I lay it here, out of the way. This is for when I need to buy electricity on a camping. Then I use this electric heater. It's with a power cord, and this can be set at 800 and 2000 watts. So that's quite a bunch, but sometimes on a camping place you only get 8 amps, and that's only 12, 8 to, yeah, that's 1600 watts. Sometimes you only get 4 or 6 amps, and then you can only use the first setting, the lower setting. But then I don't use gas because this is the only thing that uses a lot of gas. The fridge is using gas, but I think I can cool everything, my food, for I think more than 6 weeks or whatever with a bottle of gas, maybe even more. And then the shower, that's also not using a lot of gas, but this is extreme. If I'm cold and I need to use it all day and evening, then I can only do 3 or 4 days with the bottle. But if you're on a camping spot, then I can use this because I already paid for electricity, because it's on a daily basis, not on the amount of electricity, most of the time, 90% of the time. So I don't use gas, and that's also not very cheap anymore. My table setting for eating my breakfast and dinner and doing a lot of laptop work and whatever. I sit here a lot. I have a camera here and it has a great setting. I'll start it up. I just had it on auto start and it does everything automatic. I have these lights left and right here. This is white, and I put that on red because that doesn't mess up your eye pupils in the evening. They're LEDs and remotely controlled. So, but you're gonna see that this is gonna start up also as an alarm. You're gonna hear it in a second. I hope I have battery enough on the camera because see, it starts already. It sees movement and it does that. And late at night, it's really bright, that LED. I think it's even body detection. And it is Wi-Fi, so I get an alarm on my cell phone. If I have my hotspot on here. There, it does it again. It's kind of loud though. Okay, I'm gonna shut it off. Here I have my active charger and solar controllers, MPPT controllers. It just see how much electricity my battery has. I have my electricity outlet here. It's always plugged in full. I have a lot of USB outlets for charging cameras and lights and stuff, because these lights are also USB. My cell phone is for sure chargeable. This one is everything is chargeable here lately. Everything is batteries. And this is the other great thing that I have with me. I have my bread machine with me. This is an automatic bread machine, and it's actually a really good one. It's a Moulinex one, and it's really good. I cut it all up for my sailboat to fit in the closet there, and yeah, it's completely cut up, but that's no problem. The inside is what it counts. And I have my flour with me. Flour can be good for 6 months, 12 months, sometimes 18 months if you don't have bugs in them. Sometimes you can get bugs in them in hot climate. Table aside. Take up this. Here we have the inverter, and the great thing in the Caravan is my lithium battery. My DUI lithium battery. 176 amp hours, 12 volts, the BMS, the battery monitoring system. It's a Delhi green, it's the same as a Delhi, but it's a little bit cheaper. And it's exactly the same. I think it's even coming from the same factory. It's the same software and all. It's a 4S, so 4 cells, 1, 2, 3, 4 cells. 12 volt, 200 amps, so it can give me 2400 watts. This inverter is only 1000, hence the 10, SSE10 from Active. I really love this. The company, it gets really bad reviews, but I had a broken one and I just sent it back to Germany and they sent me a new one without really a lot of questions. I'm really pleased with Active. I have one in the boat. I installed a couple for friends already and they all work. They just work. In the boat it's wet and damp and stuff and it still works. No problem whatsoever. But this one is an inverter, so the 1000 watts. It can give outlet to every appliances like lights and plugs. 220. It's a nice sine wave, do you call it? Stable sine wave. So it's useful for everything, for laptops, everything. It's a good one. This one is a cheap inverter. You don't want to have your expensive phone or laptop on this because I don't trust this. This is for when I'm in need. It also is a MPPT for my solar panels. Has those two cables there. Those coming directly from the solar. And then back there you can see the gray cable is going to the plugs, the fuses of the Caravan. And then it distributes it. And it's in combination with the outlet from the outside of the Caravan. So then this switch to a charger and then it charges the battery. Otherwise it's vice versa. And it does that in a fraction of a second. So you don't even see your lights flicker. We have an DC fuse, 250 amps, a little bit heavier than that. And then we have a 12 volt fuse, just simple core fuse. This is a reusable one. We have a active balancer, because the balancer for these 4 cells, you need to keep them in par with each other, otherwise they break. This is an active one because the Delhi green is really junk, the Delhi as well. It also has a Bluetooth connection to the phone. I can start it up and then you can connect with it with the Bluetooth. I'm using now 6 amps because of the lights and the charging of stuff, and the inverter itself also uses 1 amp, 1.5 amp even, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. So, and then the voltage, because this meter it says 63 amp hours, but lithium battery, lead acid battery also, it can't actually see how much it uses. It needs to have a calculation, an algorithm running from the voltage and the time and stuff, and the use. It doesn't work really good. It has 22 degrees and the voltage is for me the most important. If I go below 12.8 it drops off really fast. When I'm using this for the bread machine, which is 800 watt, this is a 1000 watt inverter, then you can see the voltages. If you're at 30.1 it's gonna drop to 12.6. Right there, it's raining. And I have stuff out, doesn't really matter. And this is a controller. I can remotely turn it on and off and see the load. If I have huge load up to 1000 watts, then these lights goes on. And now it's charging for 25% of the capability. Whatever. It's not very clear, and it's being charged now because of, right there, I'll show you. Because of that solar panel. It's a huge one, as you can see maybe. Okay, we've seen everything from the Caravan, and check out the car for sure. Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention, if I don't have solar, and I want to stay a lot longer on out of the camping grounds in the wild, I still have these connectors for charging the battery through this from the car. I think I have everything.